Right, hello people. How are you all doing? I'm back. I haven't been around for a while. I've had a bit of a buggered phone, so I could only see half my screen. It was literally. I'm going to say this first of all. Sorry to all the people that I've been voice noting because it's all I've been able to do for a while. Because I haven't been able to see my screen. I haven't been able to type out a message. I could only see half of the keyboard. I had to keep turning my phone onto its side to get like a quarter of the keyboard, then turn it again to get the other quarter. Um, so anyway, I'm going to do, I don't know, I might have done this already, but I'm going to talk to you about the first time I met the man, the myth, the legend. He goes by the name of Ray Hill, or Ray Bang Bang Hill, as some people know. Ray was a London enforcer, so he collected drug money, debts, things like that. Nailed people to floors, you know, your typical sort of day-to-day stuff. Anyway, here we go. Right, I'd say this was 2004. 2004. I lived at an address called Lady Verney Close. I was living with my best mate at the time, Daniel Bond, his sister Kirsty. There was a guy called Trigger, Richard Mahoney. He lived there as well. There was Sean Stewart, who used to come down a lot. You had Ashley Bennett, Jamie Bennett. Who else? There's loads of them. There was loads of different people. Anyway, now Ray Hill, the reason I met Ray. Right. So I was talking to Ashley and Jamie one day, and they told me that they knew this guy called Ray Hill, and that he was a proper gangster, you know, proper hard man. He was like literally he'd hit you and your flipping face would split open, sort of thing. He was a scary man. Now, one of the Bennetts, I can't remember whether it was Jamie or Ashley, lent me a book. It's called Street Fighter, and the author is Julian Davies. He is a Welsh guy. He was a doorman and a weightlifter, and he did a book on some of the hardest men in this country. So you got like Brian Cockrell was in there. Ray Hill was obviously in there. Like people like Lenny McLean, people like, you know, all the tough doormen, all the tough taxmen, debt collectors, drug debt collectors. Anyway, so I read this book, and the bit that I really concentrated on was the bit called Ray Hill chapter, because of my mates, the Bennett brothers, knew who Ray was. They were personally friends with the guy. So we're talking 2004. 2004, yeah, 2004, 2000, yeah, 2004, definitely, 100%. It was around summertime. I was working at Wickes. Wickes had just opened up on the London Road, and I read this book. It was a Saturday morning. I wasn't working. I woke up. There was a bang at the door. I was in my room, and I think it was Ashley shouted up the stairs, "John, can we have our book back, please, mate?" And I said, yeah, no worries, I'll bring it down now. So I walked down the stairs, then towards the kitchen. As I'm walking towards the kitchen, the living room was on the left-hand side. I look into the living room, and there was the legend, Ray Hill, one of the most feared men in this country. And I'm talking about, like, when I say this guy, how dangerous he was issued an IPP. Now, an IPP is a 99-year sentence. They, like, back in the day, if you got one of them, it's because you were a dangerous guy and they had to keep you off the streets. I had this guy sat in my living room, like, just sat on my sofa. I've walked past. At this point, I'm shaking like a shitting dog. I ain't going to lie, yeah? I've gone into the kitchen. Jamie and Ashley have walked in. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, you know, is this real? Then Ray's walked in, and Jamie turned around and said to Ray, this is Dugan. This is Doogie. This is John Dugan, yeah? This guy here is a nice chap. He's a sound guy. You ain't got to worry about him. Ray come over, and he shook my hand. I'm pretty sure I heard my hand breaking under the pressure of his grip. He was in his 50s when I met him. but he could still do some serious damage, this guy. And I mean, I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him. I'm grateful that I've got the respect and the love off this guy. I've been around his house twice in the past year. I've done podcasts with him. Check him out on his channel. His channel is called Ray Bang Bang Hill. I'll tag him in this thing so you can go straight to his channel, and then you can actually you can actually see the podcast I've done with him. You can't miss him because you'll see my face on the thumbnails. So that was the first time I met Ray, the first ever time. It was scary because I just read a book about how dangerous this guy is, and then he's there. Anyway, so go check out this book, Ray. It's called Street Fighters, and it's by Julian Davies. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on eBay. I think last time I looked on there, it was literally like £3-4 to order this book off Amazon. It's definitely worth a read. And the fact that it's got Ray in it, you know, like, to me, that was where my respect, my love come for Ray, because once I read that book, I'd already knew that some of my friends knew him, but it wasn't until I was put in front of him, then I was like, my God, these Bennett brothers actually know him. They actually are friends with him. And scary bloke. He was a scary bloke. You don't want to mess with Ray, especially back in the day. I mean, you wouldn't want to now. I've heard so many stories through Mr. Jamie Bennett. Peace, bro. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories through Jamie. Some quality stories, some crazy stories, and some scary stories. Anyway, that's my story of how I met Ray. Long time ago, nearly 20 years ago, you know. Yeah, 20 years ago. Crazy, isn't it, how time flies? And then sort of 20 years later, I get invited around his house. And I tell you what, that guy, Ray, showed me nothing but respect. Last time I went around his house, he bought me beers, he bought me pizza, he'd given me all these toffee from the Quality Street tins. He didn't like them. He was like, here you go, fill my hat up with them. And just generally, he's always been really, really nice to me. And I do have his number, and I do WhatsApp him, and he gets back to me. You know, I always try and be nice, always pay my respects to him. Like today, it was Mother's Day. He lost his mum a while ago. I just said to him, Ray, your mum's looking down now. From what you were to what you've become, I'm sure she's proud of you. He messaged me back, nice one, John. You know, it's nice. Do you know what I mean? You got to be respectful. Good to be respectful to everyone. Yeah, doesn't matter what their background is, who they are. Just pay people respect, and it will come back tenfold. I guarantee that. Anyway, peace and love to all the Bennett brothers. I miss you guys. I haven't seen you in years. Yeah, Ray, if you're watching this, would love to come and see you again soon, mate. All you people out there, have a great day. I'm not going to do no more videos today. I think I've overdone it. But anyway, peace, love, speak to you all soon.